Dear student, welcome again to this another session of mathematics class. Today we will learn next chapter, so that is chapter 3. Whatever we did till yesterday, that was that was all for chapter 2. So chapter 2 is over. Now we will move on to the next chapter, that is chapter 3. So today here we will try to learn some theory or the concept of this chapter 3. So here we go. Chapter 3 is all about pair of linear equations in two variables. So this chapter is not at all new to you all, because in class 9 also you did linear equations in two variables. So here let us try to understand the difference between the chapter which we are going to learn here in class 10 from the chapter what you have learned in class 9 last year. If you remember, in class 9 it was only linear equation in two variable. Okay, linear equations in two variable. So the concept of linear equation you learned in class 9. So here in addition we will see this thing, pair of linear equation. Pair will come. So in class 9 whatever you did, whatever you learned, it was only linear equations in two variable. Means you dealt with one equation only, one equation in two variable. Okay, and even whatever graph you have plotted there, it was or it were they were all about single equation in two variables. Two variables, you know, it may be xy, yz, xz, uv, any kind of that, having two variables that you did there. But here we'll deal with pair of linear equations in two variable. Okay, so two equations simultaneously, you will get two equations, and those two equations we will means you will learn here the same thing whatever you did in class 9. I think both in both way you dealt with linear equation in class 9, that is graphical method, graphically as well as algebraically. So two method you learned there. You plotted graph for the linear equation again, and beside that you solve that equation by using some process of algebra. Okay, algebraic method. But here, unlike that, you will literally learn some methods of solving linear equation. Okay, algebraically, that is means graphical method is there. You will learn graphical method as well as algebraic method, but algebraic method here will be different than what you learned in class 9. Okay, so I just want to quickly revise the thing what you did in class 9. Quickly we'll see those things, the main concept of that linear equation in two variable. Okay, even definition we'll see here, and then we'll go for this pair of linear equation in two variable. So we will learn what is new in this chapter or in class 10 in this class. Okay, uh, let's go for that. So first we will see the definition of linear equation in two variable. Okay, so let's try to define it. Pair we'll see a little later. First, let's see the definition of linear equation in two variable. So when we define linear equation in two variable, so we know linear means that line, straight line, and uh, as per your previous chapter polynomial, there you have seen types of polynomial where we discuss about linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, then cubic polynomial, biquadratic. So there only we learn linear means expression having degree 1. Okay, so here also linear is same only. Okay, anyway, so definition is an equation of the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So this is how we define an equation of the form, this is very important, ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Okay, so this one is the general form, or we can say standard form of any linear equation. General form better, because a, b and c, it can be any real number, so we call it general form. Ax plus by plus c equals to this is how we define class 9. Here we must know where this a comma b comma c, this a b c, they are nothing but they belongs to R. R means real number. No? So A, B, C are any real number. It can be any real number. Okay, real number we already discussed earlier. Real number, and most importantly, this is the condition here. A and B, A comma B, this should not be 0. Both A and B should not be 0. This is very important thing we should remember here. Is called linear equation in two variables, and that variables are, we can see here, x and y. In two variables, x and y here. Okay, so this is how we try to define linear equations in linear equation in two variable. So definition is very simple. An equation of the form this, where a b c, this a b c are real numbers, and a and b, this is the most important thing, a and b, in any case a and b should not be 0. Okay, so if these conditions are there, then we call such equation as linear equation in two variables. Now let's try to know why a and b should not be 0. This a and b, why this 2 must not be 0. The reason is very simple. If I take a as 0, 0 into x, we know it will be 0. So moment I keep a as 0, this term will be 0, meaning x will vanish here. This part containing x will disappear. Okay, so you will be left with by plus c equal to 0. Now if I have by plus c equal to 0, that means I will have only one variable. No? So we cannot say two variables. Similarly, if b will be 0, then this whole term containing y will vanish, will disappear. So in that case we'll be left with ax plus c equal to 0. So in that case also we'll be left with one variable, and that cannot be called two variables. So that's why a and b should not be 0. In any case this should not be 0. It can be any real number, negative, it can be fractional, or it can be even irrational, okay, like root containing number can be there. So any real number can be kept in place of a and b, but not 0, except 0. C can be 0, like ax plus by equal to 0, leaving this c. That is possible. C can be 0. Okay, so this is how we define linear equation. Okay, now example, if we talk, we have so many. If we see the example, there's so many examples we can quote. So here we will not write px or qx because this is an equation. Equal sign should be there, and both left hand side and right hand side you must have something. So let's take one example, like x plus 2y equal to 0. See, in this case, let me keep some more number. Let me write here plus this as 6. Okay, plus 6 equal to 0. Now if you see, this is exactly in this form. A is 1, b is 2, and c is 6 equal to 0. We can even write x plus 3y is equal to 0. See, here c term is missing. X, y both are there. A is 1, b is 3, but c is 0. So this is also called linear equation. Why? Because linear equation two variable. Why? Because variables are two. And linear, the word linear, why do we use? Because the degree, power of variable is 1. 1 here, 1 there. Same here also, x power 1, y power 1, x power 1, y power 1. So that's why we call it linear equation. Let's see some more. You may have like this: 2x plus 5y equal to 7. Again we can call linear equation. Why? Because x and y are there with power 1, with power 1. This is not in standard form. Why? Because in standard form usually we write 0 on right hand side. Okay, so this is in standard form, 0 there. This 7 is not 0, no? So right hand side is non-zero. So if you want to make it in standard form, 7 should be kept on left hand side. That will be minus 2x plus 5y. 7 will come here, minus 7 equal to 0. So that way we can make it as standard or standard form we can make. So many examples are there. So this is the definition and example of linear equation. Now next we will see solution of a linear equation. Okay, so let's see the solution. Again, solution, the word is not new for you all. Solution, here we will try to find, because equation in two variable, we know here x and y are the variable. So this variable means it can have any value. Or we can say this x and y are unknown here. A, B, C are known. Look here. Here A is 1. So 1 is known value. 2, 6. Here 1, 3, minus 2, minus 5, 5, 7. All these are known, but we do not know the value of x and y in all of this example. So our aim is, or is a curiosity, that we must know the value of x and y. So the value of x and y which we will find here, that is called solution of the linear equation. Okay, solution means such values, such real number which you will substitute in x and y. Okay, this is how we define solution of a linear equation. Once again, such real values of x and y, or such real number which on substituting here in place of x and y, and when we solve this left hand side, when we add or subtract whatever, when we solve this left hand side, it must come 0, means both sides should be equal to each other. Okay, so those real number which we use for x and y, and after using those values, if we get left hand side as 0 because right hand side is 0, both sides should be equal, then we call those values of x and y as solution of a linear equation. Okay. Here also same thing. If I can find out, if I can write such values for x and y here, and after solving this left hand side, if I get 0 because right hand side I have 0, then I can call those the values of x and y as solution of the linear equation, this equation. Similarly here, okay, the values of x and y, after keeping here, if I get 0, then those values will be the solution of this equation. In this part, unlike this 2, here you will find 7 on right hand side. So if I can think about values for x and y, those values of x and y which on solving gives me 7, because right hand side I have 7. So if I get 7 on left hand side, so 7 equal to 7, equal to means equation, so it will make equality, equal. So for those values of x and y which on keeping here and after solving, if I get 7, then those values of x and y will be known as solution of this linear equation. Okay, so the theme or the main concept of the main concept of solution of linear equation means that value of that value of x and y which on keeping there, if you get both side of the equation equal, both side equal, then we call those values of x and y as solution of a linear equation. Okay, that you have learned in class 9. It's not new. So let's try to see. The solution of a linear equation is a pair of real values of x and y which makes the two sides of the solution of a linear equation is a pair of real values of x and y which makes the two sides of the equation equal. So that's the definition or the meaning of solution of a linear equation. Solution of a linear equation is a pair of real values of x and y which makes two sides of the equation equal. Okay, now let's think about some example. If let's take simple example, x this equal to 0. If, let me take one example. So let's discuss about this example, x plus 2y. If this is the linear equation in x and y, these are the variable, then its solution. Remember, for this particular linear equation or any linear equation, you'll have infinite number of solutions. Infinite number of solutions. If x and y are same, then the case will be different. But for such linear equation, here a and b, if you see here, if a and b are not same, that's why we use a and if you see this, a and b are not same. Okay, that's why we keep a and b separately. Otherwise, we could have used a and a again same, or b and b in both, right? So a and b should be distinct, but it doesn't mean that we will not get any equation where this a and b are not equal. Many cases you will get. I'll show you here. Number 4, x plus y plus 7 equal to 0. This is also a linear equation. Here both a and b are same, 1 and 1. Okay. So it may be same or different, but usually we keep you'll find different. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So for this equation, linear equation, let's try to find its solution. So remember, this will have more than one solution. Means x and y, we can think about so many values of x and y which will give you which will make this equation equal. Means left hand side and right hand side will be equal. So then its solutions will be, we know how to keep, see, this part we can write this way. We can take anything. Let me write this as x equal to minus x I kept here, and plus 2 I shifted towards right. So minus 2 y 0 we don't need to write. Okay, now this will give me the values of x here, x and y. So putting y equal to this y, I can give any value. I can give 0, I can give 1, I can give 2, I can give 3, I can give minus 2, anything. Okay, so many value we can keep here. So I'll get here, therefore x will be, when I keep 0 here, 0, try to understand, when y as first value is 0, y 0, so 2 into 0 will be 0. Second, keep 1 here in place of y, 2 into 1. Okay, y as 1, 2 into 1 is 2, but minus sign is there, so I'll get minus 2. Third, when I keep 2 here, 2 into 2 4, minus 4, I'll get minus 4. Similarly, when I keep 3, 3 into 2 6, minus 6. When I keep minus 2, 2 into 2 4, and minus makes 4, and so on. So if you remember in class 9 also you did this. We need to make one table here, x, y, like this. Okay, and we'll keep the value y as 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 2, and so on. We can give infinite values here. And so on. Okay, So accordingly you got 0, -2, -4, -6, 4, and so on. So this dot stands for or implies we can write any number of values here. Okay, so this means you can write infinite values, infinite number of values for y, and accordingly you will get infinite values, infinite number of values for x. So all this which I wrote here, 0, 0, 2, 1, -2, 1, -4, 2, all these are called solution of this equation. Okay. Let's check. 0 and 0, give x and y 0, x 0, all right, y 0. This is how we take up and down values of x, values of y, values of x and y, like this. So if I give x and y 0, 0 here, this will be 0. 2 into 0 is 0, so 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 equal to 0. Both sides are equal, so 0 and 0 are solution of this linear equation. Similarly, if I take -2 and 1, x as -2, look here, x as -2 here, -2, and y as 1, 1 here. 2 into 1 is 2, x was -2, -2 plus 2 again will give you 0, 0 equal to 0, so both sides equal. So if you check for all this value, you will get both sides equal. So this is nothing but simple solutions of this linear equation. So this how this is what you have learned. Now here we must write any linear equation has infinite number of solutions, or linear equation in two variables has infinite number of solutions, okay, so if we try to plot the graph, you can see here while plotting graph or any figure in mathematics, always remember you must use pencil and ruler. So here I am using pen for your convenience to make the thing distinct. So these are the axes, this is x-axis, this one is y-axis, positive, this is negative x-axis, x dash, negative y-axis, y dash, and this is 0. Here we write positive number there, negative and negative, okay, that you know. Now if I want to plot these values here, if I want to plot all these values, 0, 0, x0, y0, this is x0, y0, right? So let me mark all this thing here first. I'm not using graph paper, so I advise all of you to use graph paper, proper graph paper with the proper scale. Graph paper is more better, so I want all of you to use graph paper only, because that is more better. This, and similarly up and down we can go same way. This way. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is -1, -2, -3, -4. -5 and so on. Just randomly I kept 1 2 -1 -2 -3. Okay, now let's plot the value graph. 0 0, see here, 0 0 is the origin itself, you know that. Then -2 and 1, x has got -2, this is -2, x -2, y is 1, y is 1. So we'll use this way, we'll go upward. So graph paper, if you use, you'll get exactly. So I need to go a little up here and towards left. So this point somewhere I will get the point. So here I'll get the point -2 and 1, -2 and 1. Okay, next is -4 and 2. X has got -4 and y is 2. -4 here, y 2. So again I need to go up and towards left. So somewhere here I'll get. So I'm not using graph paper, so it may not be exact, but this is how we do. Okay, I got 3 dots here. So similarly you can plot for all this value. Now I need to join these points, dots. So on joining them, so please use your pencil, don't use pen in plotting graph. So everything you should do with the pencil and ruler using graph paper. So this is the graph I got. This was 0 0, so you must mark this coordinate. You know, these are nothing but coordinate, you learn in class 9. This is -2 and 1, -2 comma 1. First we write the value of x, then y, x, then y, x, then y. So -2 is x, 1 is y. Here is -4 comma 2. So this, and after that you should mark here that equation was x plus 2y is equal to 0. Fine. So this is the equation, graph we got for this particular equation. Okay, this for this equation. This was the equation, and this is the graph. This is the solution set we call. So this is a line. Now remember, a line is nothing but it's a combination of large number of points, collinear points. Okay, so in the same way, since this is a line, linear, so I marked 3 points here, but we know in real there are large number of points. Okay, so infinite points are there. So since these 3 points which I got from this table are called solutions, in the same way, whatever point you will mark here, because this line consists infinite points, so that's why each of those infinite points will give you the solution. So that's why a linear equation in 2 variable has infinite number of solution. Okay, so this explains the meaning of this particular thing what I wrote here. Okay, so this is how, or this is what is the basic of linear equation, right? Linear equation in 2 variable. Okay, now we'll go to the pair of linear equation in 2 variable, which we need in this class or in this chapter. Okay, this is all where the concept about linear equation in 2 variable, right? Linear equation, I use only one equation here. Now we'll see the pair of linear equation. Okay, now let's go for that pair of linear equation. Pair of linear equations in 2 variable. Now after getting the concept of linear equation 2 variable, now we will go for pair. Now the term itself indicates we must have 2. A group of 2 is called pair. So we'll write here the system of simultaneous system of simultaneous linear equations in two variables of the form a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. Now here I want to tell you this 1, this 1 and this one which I wrote here is below the alphabet A, B and C. They are called subscripts. Okay, they are called subscripts. If we write something on here, power form like this, if I write a power 2 square, a square, this 2 is called superscript. And if I write a 2 down below, if I write above, this is called superscript. If I write below, we call subscript. So this 1 and 1 are subscript. So a subscript 1, we just read, we can read as a1x b1y c1 equal to 0. Second, a2x b2y plus c2 equal to 0. So this is, if you see, I got equation 1, equation 2. I got two equations here, and both are linear equation in two variable, because power of x and y variable is 1. The variables are 1, power 1, power 1, power 1, power 1. No? So this is linear equation. These are linear equations in two variable, and since I kept 2 at a time, so such type of equation we call pair of linear equations in two variables. Okay, this pair, first and second. So this 1, 1, 2 are the order, we can say. This is first linear equation, that's why I kept 1 there, and the second linear equation, so we need to write 2 there. So these are the general form. So the linear equation of the system of simultaneous linear equations in two variables of the form this are called pair of linear equations in two variables x and y. Okay, so the variable is x and y. Variables are x and y. Done. Now this form a1x plus b1y plus c1 equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0, they are also called general form of pair of linear equation. Okay, they are also called general form of pair of linear equations in two variables. Okay, so this is what we actually need in this chapter or in this class. Okay, so example, if you want to see, we have so many examples we can quote again. Example, x plus 2y plus 3 equal to 0, 2x minus y plus 7 equal to 0. See, both are coming together simultaneously. We wrote two equations, so we call pair of linear equation. So in this chapter we will see everywhere you'll get pair of linear equations in two variable. Okay, like this, 2 will come at a time. So first we'll mark equation 1. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Second example, it can be like 3 by 2x right, minus 5y equal to 10, one pair. Second, means one linear equation. Second, we can think about x plus 7y equal to 2. So again we got 2 at a time. So we call such as pair of linear equations in two variable. Okay. So this is about your introduction of pair of linear equation two variable, and here we will learn everything what you did in class 9 last year. So here you will plot graph for such equation. First, three things you must remember. First, we need to plot graph for such equation, number one. Number two, using graph or means plotting graph. After plotting graph, we need to find the solution. Means graph, using graph, uh, we will learn how to find solution. Okay, number two. Number three is to solve such equation algebraically. So three things I told you. First, to plot graph, only plotting graph. Number two, from graph we will learn how to find the solution. And number three, we will what call solve such equation algebraically, okay, without using graph. So basically there are two methods for solving such equation. That's why I told you here this part, solution of linear equation, is very important. So in this class also you will learn solution, how to find the solution of pair of linear equation. Okay, so while finding solution, there are two methods. One is graphical method and other one is algebraic method. Okay, so here I'll write. Next is methods of solving, means finding solution, solving a pair of linear equations in two variables. Okay, methods of solving such equation. So as I told, there are two methods. First is graphical method, and the second one is algebraic method, okay. So graphical method, as I told, we need to plot graph, and from graph we'll learn how to find solution. Okay, so remember here, unlike this, what we did here is we found solution first. Here these are the solution, then we plotted the graph, right? All this point on this line, whatever point you'll get, all these infinite points were the solution of this graph or solution of this equation. Here what I told you, I told three things. We don't do method, but I told you three things. First thing is to plot graph for such equation. We'll plot graph. First we'll make table and we'll plot graph. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing, I'm talking about graphical method. Two things we'll do in graphical method. First, we'll plot the graph by this way. First thing is to plot graph. Second thing is to find solution from graph. Now you may get confused here, how to find solution from the graph. Here already we did. First we found solution, then we plot the graph. You may be thinking that first we found solution and we plot the graph. That's true, but here from graph you'll find the solution. You need to make table is required, and after that table you'll plot the graph, and from graph you'll find the solution. Okay, so here we did only one thing, we plot the graph. Solutions were already there. Here You will plot the graph, and from graph you will find the solution. Okay, so this difference try to understand, and we will see, we will learn. So two things we'll do in graphical part. First we'll plot the graph, and then we'll find the solution. Okay, an algebraic method without using graph you will find the solution. Okay, so here I'll tell you, in algebraic method we have three three different methods are there. I'll tell you here only. The first one is we call substitution method. Second is called elimination method. Elimination method. This is also called equating the coefficients. Okay. And the third one is called cross multiplication method. So these are the three methods which we learn in algebraic method of finding solution. Okay, the three methods are there to find solution of pair of linear equation algebraically. That's the meaning. Okay, these three method. So this three method we will learn. All these three methods are new for you. Like substitution method, you directly or indirectly you have used earlier, but here we will learn in a systematic way and thoroughly. These three methods we will learn after learning graphical method. Okay, so these three methods for getting the solution algebraically and basically there are two methods to find solutions of any pair of linear equation in two variable. Okay, graphical and algebraic method. Okay, so here I will wind up today's session with this. So I want all of you to make notes whatever we did today. So though it's a very simple thing we discussed today. Okay, so this being the introduction session of this chapter, so I just gave you the concept of this theory of this part. So tomorrow in our next class we will learn practically all these two methods and some more there. Okay, so today you just make these notes. I'll send you this thing, all this whatever we did I'll just send you. You make these notes nicely and properly in your class notebook. Now from today onward we will follow both class notebook and homework notebook. Okay, so till yesterday whatever you have done, I told you to use some other notebooks, but today onwards we will use actual notebooks. Okay, that is this notes you will write in class notebook, put today's date here, everything properly you'll do, and whatever work I'll give you, those works you will, if I give you some extra something to do, then those things you will write in homework notebook. Okay, yeah, we'll see tomorrow the practical part of this thing. Okay.